Hi. So, I've been opening a lot of Arcane Rising First Edition lately. Ooh, this moment's gonna hurt. I was not planning to open a case this soon, but this is out of print. I have a couple of these. We're gonna open this one. This was the one with the small. It's already a bit slid open. Doesn't worry me whatsoever, but I'm gonna keep the other one a bit longer. Again, no intention of selling it. I'm keeping it a bit longer because opening it when it's worth a lot more than they're worth even today is gonna be something cool. Yes, we are opening the whole case. These boxes look amazing. See the yellowing. I think this was from, I don't know how well these were stored. Obviously, when these were bought at, early on at a cheaper price, they weren't treated with the same amount of respect you would expect them to be treated today. But here we are. Had a couple of people randomly ask I should put a face cam up. There's a reason I haven't. I think I just want to focus on the cards, but just threw my knife. Here's my face. Maybe you'll catch a... I thought, if we're going to pull a Fabled, it's going to be through a case, right? So you might see a reaction. I don't have much to talk about today. I'm going to stick to the cards. I'm going to slow roll, show every card. This, again, my channel is to document my own journey. So, as this goes out of print today, it's a great time to open these, record it, immortalize it. Let's hope we get something cool. I own one Eye of Ophidia First Edition, but I have never held it. It got graded and it's on its way back to me. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing well. We're very, very close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's exciting as all hell. So welcome, new people. Thanks for the early adopters. Gem of the Arcanite, first super rare. And Life for Life, foil rare. So this is the set I have the least knowledge of in terms of, I don't open Unlimited. I have, but we're talking like literally 3 or 4 boxes total in my whole flesh and blood life, career, whatever you want to call it. And because I only opened First Edition, I've opened a lot more of Monarch and Tales. There's the rares. Then I have anything else. Oh, okay. The bottom of that card. Extremely... I hope that doesn't translate to the rest of this case. I don't think it's like water damage. You can see all the other cards are fine. That must just be a foiling thing. So what I was saying is most of my experience with Arcane Rising has been the few boxes. You guys have seen me open every box. Well, every box I've ever opened is on this channel. I've opened one Arcane Rising Unlimited booster box in my whole life. So I'm really... This is still like an explorative journey for me. Explorational. Whatever the right grammar is. And a bobble. So it'll be interesting. I'll ramble on a little bit about my thoughts, but because I'm not much of a... I'm not a super active player yet. Obviously, when something goes out of print, especially, the Unlimited is what's going out of print. There's it sucks for players that play draft, I guess, sealed. Although, my take on that is a little bit different, maybe to most. Not different, I think it's like a little bit obvious. Tales of Aria is the current set, and what people are drafting and what is being drafted at big events. So from a sales perspective, I guess LSS look at it and go, hey, we're not selling a lot of this Arcane Rising Unlimited. So there we go, Rusted Relic, super rare. So I think that's how they look at it. They just literally go, look, the sales are down. We can afford to maybe discontinue this set. Take the cards out of it that we want to see reprinted. And the supplementary set that comes out soon. I mean, they've probably pre-planned this whole thing. What I'm trying to say is this. If you're a player, I don't think it matters too much because as a rule, seems like players weren't specifically buying a lot of Arcane Rising. There's probably still a metric ton of singles out there available to be purchased. I think I did miss a rare in here. Let's dig that out. There it is. So singles are probably still very readily available. They'll add some important pieces from Arcane into this new supplementary set. But what I'm saying is if you're a player, you probably haven't played sealed draft with Arcane Rising for a while. That's sort of where I'm coming from. You still have access to a lot of Monarch. For sealed, you still have a lot of access to Tales of Aria for sealed, and the Unlimited's coming out very soon. You get where I'm coming from? Cold foil. We pulled this the other day, actually. Bullseye braces. Not super valuable, but first edition cold foil is a first edition cold foil. Happy to get one. So yeah, I'm not too, I don't know. I would tell you not to be too worried as a player. It's just like a lull. And I'm guessing like new players, like if you join the game today, you're going to want some Arcane Rising, WTR, Crucible, probably more for your classic constructed stuff. But again, you're probably Majestic Hit, 3 of a kind. Let's sort these this way. You know, I don't know how many players just open booster boxes for their cards. Yeah. Still a lot of options for sealed and draft, and it's only a matter of time before a new set comes out. And you know, the new sets are probably more exciting to draft. From my understanding is the best sets to play sealed are still Monarch and Tales. But look, not an expert. That's sort of my opinion. Again, as always. Foil Rifting. These cards are in really good condition, actually. They feel crisp and new, and there's no bowing or anything like that. That was just a weird print thing on one of those foil cards before. So I'm excited to see. I mean, I'm happy to see that the lifespan of a set is, you know, whatever it is for Arcane, 2 years, I think. Maybe a smidge less. That's good. It's good to know that things will be cycled out. Nothing lasts forever. It shouldn't anyway. I like that they are very clear that the cards will get reprinted as needed, which is only going to bring... So it sort of does two things. You'll get access, hopefully, to cheaper staples. A bit like, you know, I pulled a first edition Tunic. It's not worth that much more than the unlimited version, which is great for players. But it'll allow collectors like myself or investors to, you know, they might see a big hike up with the pricing of what they're holding for the first edition stuff. And obviously some of the unlimited stuff. Time will tell with that. I think everything unlimited jumping up in price is just as quickly jumping down. I don't think Crucible Unlimited is super pricey. Like, it's gone up, but it's not impossible. It's not too expensive to buy and draft, to be honest, the way it looks now. Super rare number 3. So yeah, back to the set. I haven't seen every card in this set. I most certainly haven't pulled every card in this set. It's, by the time I got started, it was too expensive to buy in bulk. And I'm not, you know, I'm collecting. Unlimited doesn't appeal to me too much. Although, if you guys want to see a lot of this stuff opened, I'm happy to throw some money at some unlimited cases and open them. I did that with Crucible. People seem to enjoy it. I do feel like maybe Crucible's more popular. Definitely my favorite set. And this is what? Wizard, Runeblade, Ranger, and Mechanologist. Has a few of the weaker heroes, right? Not Runeblade, obviously. I have been looking at building a Blitz deck. I want to start going to some events. I don't want to use the pre-constructed ones. I think they're probably... That's a cool card. Look at that in foil. Ooh. I like it. Yeah, I'm thinking of a Dorinthia deck. I've been looking. Actually, so any Australians here, FabDB, you can look up the deck and then literally click buy cards and buy them. Is there a similar service for Australia somewhere, or would I need to manually make a buy list and email it to a single store? Maybe you own a single store, and if you do, email me or leave a comment and get in touch. Email's probably better because I'll send you back the deck list and maybe you can build it for me. I wouldn't want to build the whole thing out of first edition cards in some of these cases. So if you've got a lot of stock of unlimited and you think you can build me a deck, meaning like the deck I pick, get in touch. I'll send some business your way. I might do a couple of decks and then sign up to some of these skirmishes. I think skirmishes are Blitz. Well, I'm about to be corrected if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm not reading out any of these cards. If you're new to the game and you're hearing me ramble and you have no idea what I'm pulling, let's slow down and I'll I'll show you some of these cards. So I believe it's 5 commons, rare. So the first one is always a rare. The second rare slot is where you can get a super rare or a majestic. And then the foil slot is where the real hits come. Cold foil, majestic, super rare, cold foils as well. And then there's a whole lot of commons. Now, I think there's some method to the madness here. I think the first commons, generics, and then the ones that come after are class specific, but that's how these packs work. That's since changed. So someone's... look, I get some weird PMs. When I say weird, I mean PMs that maybe not everyone's getting. I had a gentleman send me... Well, hello. Legendary Storm Riders. This is a sick hit. Cold foil, of course, being a first edition legendary. So Arcane Barrier is very strong. For mirror decks and Runeblade, right? Wizard and Runeblade are the big arcane damage dealers. And then you can destroy them and play your non-attack action as an instant. Instant meaning any time in the chain. I believe that's quite a staple in Wizard decks. That has the potential to skyrocket in price. Legendary being one. Cold foil legendary. But also anything equipment doesn't need to get shuffled in a deck. So you can have potentially thousands of dollars worth of a card in your deck, but it goes on your sideboard so it doesn't get banged up and other players don't have to touch it. I've yet to see, like, I want to see someone with like a slab, a BGS slab. Just, I keep knocking these. I'd like to see someone with a BGS, like a full set of graded cards on their like hero weapons equipment. Is that tournament legal, or do you have to bring something else like a replacement card? You have to bring an unlimited one. I don't know. Well, it's cool. Freaking great box. 2 cold foils. That is not common in first edition alpha and arcane, I believe. We've only got a handful of packs left. I am doing this slow. Ooh, going too fast here. All right, rare, and then look at that artwork. Majestic number 2 for the box. This is a wizard box so far. Foil rare. I mean, maybe I should build a Kano Blitz deck now, huh? I think Storm Rider's something you're gonna want. Dealing with all the Runeblades out there. Although, is Runeblade even the go-to in Blitz as well? Another super rare. So we haven't had any foil Majestics or super rares so far in this box. Not complaining, just... Yeah, look at that. You guys see that faded, blacked out text at the bottom? It's like the printer ran out of toner or whatever the case may be. I've had a lot of good reception with the last video I posted, the crypto guide. Hopefully it was simple enough. I'm very aware that I can do the content better. I just have to balance the amount of time I spend on editing versus living my life, you know. But let me know if you like that kind of content, any topics you want advice on. I don't want to say I know a lot. That's not really the point. I think I like problem solving. So problem solving in general is simplifying things that are complicated. It really helps. There's some topics I'm no good at that I'm looking to be taught. One of them is how to play this game well. So when I learn a bit more, I'll probably make a bit more content based on playing. I plan to. I'm just, you know, if you're not, like, if you don't have well-researched, well-thought-out content, I don't think you should be posting it. With playing the game, I don't play at the moment enough to give anyone else advice. Dude! 3 cold foil box. Null Rune Robe. So the Null Rune equipment, I believe, is very sought after because of the anti-arcane damage. Some people play the whole set of it. It's also a cheap set of equipment to get into. First box, 3 cold foils. Have we set ourselves up for failure, or is this good news? Let's find out the hard way. All right, I'll tidy up these stacks and I'll grab box 2. I might put the commons away after this second box. I can usually fit 2 boxes worth in a pile. Man, you know what? If you've been watching my Arcane Rising unboxings, I've had some pretty terrible luck so far. Not to say I haven't gotten cold foils, but I've literally gotten the lowest value cold foils, and I haven't been lucky. I haven't been too lucky with foil Majestics either, but... So box 1, I'm going to just timestamp this for my sake, is 6 super rares, 2 Majestics, 2 cold foil commons, and a legendary. 1 box of Arcane Rising first edition. I don't know if that pays for itself, but I'm personally very happy, no matter what the financial value was there, because of the rarity of what's pulled, and the fact that I plan to hold this for a long time. Box 2. Rare throttle foil. If you're still here and haven't skipped past to the next hit, curious to know if you guys would like to see foil common. That looks cool. When the foil comes up, it does. Very cool. It's a bit like with the foiling with like these chemical effects, it reminds me of Tales of Aria with the ice and lightning. It's just cool on that type of color. So I'm wondering if you guys would like to see content with just me talking. Like was the Bitcoin video, would you have preferred that video was like a a guide with me talking to the camera and animating the guide itself? Or do you like that I literally open something every time I turn the camera on? The only issue is we haven't hit the mark yet, but eventually I'll run out of this type of level of stuff to open regularly. This isn't it is a finite thing. I can't, spend endless amounts of money. I'm probably have a year worth of content. Not a year, no. Not the way I'm posting now, but I've got a lot. But I don't know if I should sort of do videos where I'm not too focused on the cards and talking. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So in the pipeline, there's still the giveaway video for 1,000 subs, which will happen very soon at the rate it's going. There's Crucible first edition. I don't have any more Crucible first edition giveaways to do, so it's everything I have is for me to open. And I've got 4 cases. So that's a lot. Arcane Rising, I have another case, which will wait for now. And 4 or 5 loose boxes, one of those being, well, 2 of those, sorry, being the next 2 giveaways. 1,000 and 2,000 subs get an Arcane Rising box. And with WTR, I think I have 7 loose boxes. But, yeah, no plan for cases there. I think, like, the high-end collectors really don't like to part with those. There's a lot more people selling Arcane Rising cases. WTR, I imagine there's less of. I know that there's more sought-after cards in it, so I think people have opened more, like people after the Heart, which is still worth nearly twice as much as the Fabled that you get in this set. And yeah, people are charging quite a premium for like sealed cases of WTR, while Arcane Rising, sometimes you're getting a discount for buying a case more than a premium. And I think that's just because they're a little bit harder to sell right now. And you can imagine the market, the amount of buyers out there is not as, it's limited. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I'm not saying there isn't, but it's way smaller than... Anyway, you're starting to head to the top of the food chain, other than people buying graded and like gold foils. See, I thought that was equipment for a second, but it isn't. It's an action. I was like, hey, cold foil, but it's not. It's been raining in Sydney for the last 2-3 days. If you're from Australia or have ever been, it's extremely humid. I don't want to say Sydney's tropical because that would be wrong, but the humidity feels tropical right now. See beads of sweat on my bald head. That's what that is. I would put the air conditioning on, but you get this low hum in the background, unfortunately. What I'm saying is I'm sacrificing for the audio quality. Enjoy. Okay, where are we? That's where we are. Rares. Bigger Rush, Sam Yang art. No, that was... I don't know. It's a pretty dull card. So I've seen some Dash decks placing well. Do you think that's because people don't necessarily get to play against Dash, the Mechanologist, often, and that's why it's maybe a hard matchup if you face her? Or do you think it's like just a specialist deck that is complicated? I literally have no idea how Mechanologist works, so I'm curious. Is it just harder to play, or is it people find it hard to play against because they're not used to it? Because Mechanologist, for the time of the set, like, Look at the wizard action, deal 2 arcane damage, and then look at make knowledge time. Like all that text. Maybe it's just harder to play. Against, I'm saying. Maybe. These are all common still. Okay, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Past the halfway mark of box 2. Majestic, Arcane Ascendancy. And a common foil. All right. Hey, same foil, different pitch as the last pack. All right. Brave Arcane, Majestic. Second one of these. So we're already up to 2 Majestics for the second box. No cold foil yet. No foil Majestic or Super Rare yet in 2 boxes. So hoping this box still is holding something back. I just remembered, I was making a point before that I stopped making. Maybe I made some of it. So, I get some PMs, weird PMs. Geez, that's like a flashback to the first minute of the video. I just thought about it again. So, let me fix that. Yeah, people, so I had someone send me a video, asked to stay anonymous, and I have no reason to like, not, you know, do what he asked. Showing me that you can weigh these first edition packs, and that if it contains a cold foil, it's like 0.5 gram lighter than other packs, so it's quite easy to go through, pick out packs with cold foils. So I've obviously big issues with that because, you know, it looked like the guy was in the back of the store, to be honest, and that's kind of dodgy, doing that for obvious reasons, because, you know, it's fine if you're doing it, if you're a bit like upfront about it with customers. Not that I don't know how that would work either, but it's just a crappy thing to do to sell the rest of the packs in that box, you know, at retail individually. Anyway, it's the other PMs I've been getting are like people talking that you can sequence the cases. I haven't looked into it. I don't think it's possible. I think it's all like just people talking. The point I'm making is supposedly there's something in the serial number, like there's 3 batches of cases, and you can like pretty much easily figure out if the case will have a legendary or not, and if it will have a fabled or not. That's what people, well, that's what this person was telling me. It came to mind because I was just thinking, if we pulled a legendary, does that negate chances of getting anything else? I really don't subscribe to a lot of this way of thinking. Like I've seen some, well, I mean, that was a 3 cold foil box, and we're in the second box and towards the end of it with no cold foil. So it doesn't seem like there's too much method to the madness per box. There seems to be more of a conversation about cases, and maybe the printing was done in a way where cases have a guaranteed amount of, but that's still like the law of averages, right? Which is interesting. We got 3 packs left of this case, of this box. 2 more boxes. Let's see for ourselves, like, is it gonna land on what people expect as averages, or can you get 2 legendaries and a fabled out of 1 case? I'm sure some people will tell me what they've seen. Again, there's been some, I think Chris Size has seen like a 4 or 5 cold foil box in Crucible. I just don't know. I still think a lot of this is simply law of averages. The same as Tales of Aria, definitely seems to average one cold foil a box. There's been plenty of people showing more than that in their boxes, and there's a handful of examples of 0 cold foils per box, so there's nothing to say that it's guaranteed. Super rare. I just realized there's... Put these away and then I'll pick these cards up. I'm curious about what I'm looking at here. Okay, so there's a super rare Arcane Ascendancy, Viscera Specialization, and there's the super rare Viscera that strong? I don't think he is, but that's cool. I didn't realize there were 2 specialization cards in the one set, is what I'm saying. It says Runeblade, but it's hero specific. Same as the Crucible. The Arcanite Shard is also first foil super rare of the box, of the case actually. I'll put that in our top loader. So yeah, what I'm saying is Viscera has maybe more than some like specific hero cards. I don't know what that's going to mean in the future. I don't know if that's a good thing, because if he gets retired, legend status could be a problem. Sorry, I'm off camera, just moving some commons off so I don't knock it over. I'll try and keep every hit of the video on camera the whole time. Makes for a cool time lapse. Maybe I'll do that. Just making some more room. Okay, so all the Majestics are red so far. Halfway. This looks to be an hour video. Thanks for hanging in there if you're still here. I didn't want to rush it. I'll try and timestamp everything worth seeing, and then you can decide if you watch the whole thing or not. Completely botched opening this pack. All right, back to it. First pack Majestic. So that's the other playmat I have from the last video. In other news, I had my umbrella stolen yesterday. Woke up this morning. The umbrella was outside my door because, you know, it was pouring rain last night and I left it there. Yeah, pretty sure I know who did it. Not going to say anything. I'll update you if I get my umbrella back. Had something delivered and the person knocked and left it on the floor and the umbrella was missing after they left. So I just sort of, I'm assuming it was them. I haven't seen this in foil before. Hoping for some foil Majestics. Now that this is out of print, there's still some staple cards one would want. Of course, the preference is cold foil equipment. Legendary and higher would be nice. I've theoretically lost thousands of dollars on opening this set, so recouping some would be nice. I think the Storm Striders will go away to doing that. I believe the Bullseye brace is only a couple of $100, and I don't know about the Null Rune Blade, but you would have seen the value because I would have put that in after the fact. Okay. Plunder Run, Eighth Spindle, and a Moonwish. I was looking at that pile of rares, and for first edition, some of the rare foils are worth a hell of a lot more than some of the super rares and majestics. Assuming that's because people either want a full first edition foil playset, or they are collecting they're filling their binders up. Either way, I don't put the values for foils in anything else but Arcane Rising and Welcome to Wraith. I have been. It's a lot of work because it's a full slice and edit for every pack I open. I should maybe look at doing it for Crucible of War because there's less cards anyway, but I probably will find that it's the same there as the foils they hold the value. We'll see. I know it's not the case for Monarch and Tails. It's nearly irrelevant. Some of the foil Majestics versus the Majestics are like exactly the same price within like 50 cents. We'll see what happens over time with that. My assumption is the more time that passes, the less likely that is. So if you can hold on to your foil Majestics and have no intention of selling them, I think there's a lot of room for those going up. They're obviously much rarer than the non-foil. I think it's just mainly that market's been driven by players, so no one's willing to pay a crazy amount of money for a foil Majestic. And you're probably going to see the prices drop with Unlimited coming out before they go up. If they ever go up. Alright. Juice to Rune Chain, I've seen that 3 packs in a row. So last box was terrible. 1 foil super rare. I guess the first box took all the cold foil luck. Okay. Second Arcanine Ascendancy. Majestic. Second double up Majestic we have in this case. You guys rooting for an Eye of Ophidia. Look, secretly, I'm really hoping I pull one. It'll help me feel better about the perceived losses in opening this set. Actually, I don't know what the other chase card would be. I haven't looked at like the pricing. I know what the Eye is worth, but I don't know what the legendaries are worth. I haven't looked. I don't know what the other chase cards, or what the second, third, fourth most expensive cards of this set are. I'm about to find out, because I'll have to do that next. Okay. Take cover for the rare. Aether Sink and Fate Foreseen, common foil. So it's 4 commons, not 5. I think I said 5 earlier. I corrected it in my head, but I think I'm only just letting you guys know now. A lot of baubles, right? I should put them aside. Thing is, I sort of just take my bulk to a store who sort them and then give me store credit. So I've been, mind you, if they watch this, they're going to be like, yeah, you should help us out and put the tokens aside and the equipment aside. But constructive laziness is the word for that. They have to go through it anyway. I spend their time on something else. This is a chase card. Command and Conquer. We hit a foil one of these not that long ago. Would be nice to get another one. So I was watching a cool video on why some of these cards are like in every deck. Aside from the fact that it's generic. This one's an obvious one. It doesn't let people play defense reactions and it hits for 6, so you have to block with at least 2. And it destroys their arsenal if it hits. I think as a combo, people use that and then like pummel or whatever and it just annihilates. And, you know, depending on who you're playing against, I think foil super rare. Second one of the case. Obviously, some heroes rely on their arsenal a lot. Lexi would be one of them. I mean, everyone relies on it, right? But destroying arsenal is nutty. All red Majestics, worth noting. Let's maybe do that, huh? Whatever. They're gonna end up stacking up. Wait a second, that has a cost of 6. I really should know these cards, but I just saw it pitches for 1, but has a cost of 6. That's got to be a really high value card, whatever it does. Headshot common foil. We've got 4 packs of box 3 left. Rare. Yeah, I missed one, didn't I? There's the rare. Throttle. Just boost on it. They could have done that as extended art. That would have been cool. If that's all they plan to ride on it. Bit like the Rampart shield. That's what I want to see more of. It's maybe a solution to the whole unlimited versus, here we go, Majestic foil, Blazing Ether. Matches the play mat. It's meant to be. Second one we get, right? First one in foil. Not sure what it's worth, but a Majestic foil first edition is still extremely rare. Two packs left. No cold foil yet. But 3 Majestics in this box, I believe. I'm probably wrong. I'm terrible at remembering which box had what in it. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that. But not the worst box, but second box with no cold foil. And we have 1 pack left. Come on, last pack. Okay. Rare. Common foil. Well, 2 boxes in a row with no cold foils. It's okay. That just means this last box is hopefully like the first one, right? Whew. Now I'm nervous about opening it. Now you're all probably hoping, praying that I just leave this box for the giveaway, but look, that box was picked early on and labeled and put away. I won't change it now. For all you know, that does have a Fabled in it. I don't know because none of those early boxes came from cases, so... Yay! Ripped the box, ruined the stack. It's okay. That didn't go too far. Alright. Last box magic. Let's go. See if I can keep this video within an hour, right? Rare. Rare. Super rare. Foil. Pack 1. Top loader for that. All red for the super rares too. Are all Majestics and super rares red pitch in this set? I guess that's a power balance thing, right? A value balance thing is they can't pitch for much because their inherent value is higher. And common foil. Might start putting the end of the packs straight into the common pile to save a little time. Dropping cards everywhere. Okay. Spellblade Assault and a common foil. So gloomy outside today. And a common foil. Alright, Runeblade Action, Spellblade Assault, Time of Aetherwind, and a rare foil. I just figured if I took the super rare off and there's an Eye of Ophidia, it's gonna not be as dramatic, you know? Because if we're gonna get it, it's going to be in this box. 2 boxes, no cold foils. I guess maybe for averages, we've done okay for cold foils so far, but I'm not happy. I'm sure you're not happy if we don't get any cold foils from this point on. Alrighty. Convection Amplifier and a common foil. I'm thinking of opening some Crucible next. I do particularly enjoy that set more than the rest. There's obviously some enjoyment opening the more expensive boxes, that's for sure, but as sets go, I want to pull Shianas, you know? Okay. Same as last pack. Pour the mold. Common foil. This box is definitely holding back. What I actually miss opening. And the rare Tales of Aria. Tales of Aria is fun to open and looks sick. And I have cases and cases of it. The only problem is I feel like people got bored of watching that since that's what everyone was posting for such a long time. So I'm just giving it a break. I haven't forgotten about the set. I have a lot of Monarch left as well. Maybe I'll stream some of it on the Unsealed Facebook page. Who knows? Maybe do a giveaway. Rare, rare, and a common foil. Halfway through the box. These cards are in just such good condition. I don't know how to explain it, but I've handled a few of these now, and these feel very, very crisp. A cool looking card, but a common foil. Okay, Plunder Run for the first rare, Pedal to the Metal, and a common foil. Lead the charge. Reduce to Rune Chant, Induction Chamber, super rare. Finally breaking the drought of hits. And a Ravenous Rabble, common foil. You guys see, so there were like 3 bits of card game news today. The important one for everyone here is Arcane Rising out of print. The 2 other big ones, which look, anything affecting the industry will have a trickle-on effect. Because people still flock from, there we go, second super rare. People still definitely flock from one card game to another, especially if they've never been involved in a card game, full stop. It's a cool looking card too. The other 2 bits of news were Magic the Gathering showing some serialized cards or numbered cards, so like 1 to 100, which is a cool concept for any card game. Obviously in the sporting world, sporting card world, life for a life. Yeah, in the sporting card world, that's a big thing. Not just sporting, there's a few like collectible card stuff. I think that's more common in games you don't play, like it's just collectibles. To see that, but either way, that's a big thing. It's a big pivot. Another super rare. But the other bit of news was MetaZoo looks to be heading to Walmart. Which, whether you hate or love it, it's either bad or good news. That's a pretty big deal. Now, again, doesn't really relate to Flesh and Blood because you're never... It's unlikely you'll see Flesh and Blood in a Walmart type store. But the way I look at it, if Walmart's spending money on another card game, good sign. It shows traction in the market. Especially if you're in this for investing, you may hate the idea of MetaZoo, but seems like the market's there, short term anyway. Might be worth, if you got money to spend. I'm not going to do it. I have no plans to do it, but it seems like might be a good position to have, is owning some MetaZoo. Third Arknight Ascendancy of the case. I'm really worried that there's no more cold foils in this case at all. Locked and loaded. So that's a full playset. I don't think that card counts as a legendary. You can only have 1 in. No, it doesn't say that, so that's cool, I guess. Oh, dude. Last 2 packs. You know, I was really hoping to at least break even on this case. Just the numbers, you know. Rare. Cold foil. Robo Rapture. As I pulled it, I could tell. Hey. It just was holding something little back, you know. Alright, check this edge out. That looks terrible. You guys see that? Come on, camera, focus. Yeah, I don't know. You can see the whitening a bit. In person, it's terrible. Like I don't think it matters too much. This probably isn't worth enough to grade or anything, but it's banged up. 4th cold foil of the box. Man, There's a lot of pressure on this last pack. So in averages, we got 1 cold foil per box, but crazy that we only actually pulled cold foils out of 2 other boxes in the case. 3 being in the first box. Should have stopped while I was ahead. Okay, this is our last chance. Rare and a nothing sauce. Guys, don't feel bad for me. I was always going to open this. I would have got what I got. I was just complaining for nothing. I'll do a quick recap in case you're only here at the end of the video. And then I'll go and edit. So no, that's not that. There. Super rares. Non-foil. Endless Arrow, Pursuit of Knowledge, Induction Chamber, Tome of Aetherwind, Rapid Fire, Forked Lightning, Maximum Velocity, Ninth Blade of the Blood Oath, Become the Arknight, Endless Arrow, number 2, Forked Lightning. Was there one before? There was. I'll sort these later. Become the Arknight again, Chains of Eminence, Endless Arrow, 3. Lesson in Lava, Spark of Genius. Oh, okay. I clicked the focus thing on my, and now it's whatever. Rusted Relic and a Tome of the Arknight. Majestics. The big hit was the Command and Conquer, Reddened Ledger, 3 Arknight Ascendancies, a Blazing Aether, 3 of a kind, ×2. Foil Majestic Blazing Aether, foil super rare Chains of Eminence, foil super rare Induction Chamber, foil super rare Endless Arrow, cold foil common Robe of Rapture, cold foil common Null Rune, Robe, cold foil common Bullseye, and the big hit of the case, Storm Riders. Sorry if this isn't focused properly, but I'll you guys get it. Thanks for watching. Face reveal, and yeah, I'll see you soon.